sit enjoying the shade.
Hey, brother, pour the wine.
Drink the drink that I have made.
Hey, brother, pour the wine.
Tell you why
Welcome,
the
ladies
days
and gentlemen,
sunshine
to Drink in the Style, brought to you by Habitation Design, in addition to District Edina, your one-stop shop for all things from art to finish. Carl, did you catch that one? Art to finish?
I did.
The latest ad campaign, courtesy of John Gerber. Art at 9 Mile Gallery, Finish Kitchens from Pustily. I am your host, Gregory Rich. I'm going to help you kill your early evening, mid-afternoon, or perhaps late night with some booze and conversation. Tonight's theme, surfaces, I'm going to call it. We're joined by none other than Monica Cuevas from Moderno Porcelain Works. Monica, welcome to the program.
Thank you so much. I am so glad to be here, so honored to be invited.
Well, we'll see if you're honored after they're done.
Yes.
And if you walk out halfway through, as many of our guests do. No, it's fantastic. We're going to learn about porcelain. We're going to learn about large format tile. We're going to learn about installations, a lot of things that are relevant to the building remodeling industry, and a lot of changes that have come through, correct?
Correct, yes.
Outstanding. All right, our coctology is being provided by Habitation's own Carl Wallace Peltier. Carl, it's been a while since you've been on the show. Welcome back.
Yeah, it's been a couple weeks.
Give or take. Has it only been a couple weeks?
I'm trying to remember who I was on with last, but yeah, happy to be back. Excited to learn more about porcelain.
Yes. Well, I'm here to tell you all about it.
Fantastic. And we're looking forward to it because, you know what? It has changed a bit, and it's not what people necessarily have considered. So you're going to educate and bring a lot of people up to speed on a surface that, frankly, needs to be on everybody's radar when you're doing kitchens, baths, or other types of remodeling projects.
Yes. Mm-hmm. Just about everything.
Yeah.
Agreed. All right. So, Carl, you are, of course, occupying the Dan Newkirk Memorial Coctological Chair. Why don't you tell us what we're drinking tonight?
So we are going to be making a mezcalita.
Mezcalita,
Which is essentially a margarita, but with mezcal instead of tequila.
Which is fabulous. And, Monica, what does the mezcal add to the margarita that is different from the usual?
So mezcal is, we call it like the brother of tequila. So tequila can only be produced in Tequila, Jalisco, right?
Okay.
And then mezcal is it's about the same, but it's got a smoky flavor. Mm-hmm. And it's produced, I think, around the same region. Okay. But, of course, some people are very tequila drinkers, and the other will be mezcal. It's hard to find people that like both.
Really? You think
yes.
so?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, because mezcal has a lot more body to it. I mean, it's smokier, it's richer, but it's similar.
Does it have to come from a certain region to be a mezcal?
I think, I think it does. Okay. Yeah, I'm not very, into exactly where that comes from. I know it's around the same region, but cannot be considered a tequila. But the flavor is different.
Yep.
It's smoky.
Yep.
And it is a delightful flavor. So I'm excited to hear about this. So, Carl, why don't you get us started and tell us what we have in the glass?
Yes. Should I mix and tell the ingredients at the same time, or should I tell you?
I think that would be appropriate.
Okay. Then I got to move my mic.
So, like a well-oiled machine here at Drink in the Style. Outstanding. So now, by the way, while he's doing that, now, Monica, you are from Mexico City, correct?
I was born and raised in Mexico City, yes.
Okay, outstanding. So tequila, mezcal, all of the traditional Mexican agave-based cocktails are standard issue for you, correct?
Correct, yes. And more than, we do them a lot in cocktails, but we're more like tequila. Like my husband will drink tequila, just the tequila on its own. No lemon or lime, salt, nothing like that. He will just have tequila.
It's the lemon and the salt thing. I just don't. I mean, it's a crutch. It's a crutch. It reminds me of Caddyshack. Johnson, you remember the movie Caddyshack?
Oh, absolutely, yes.
Chevy Chase when he's talking about how to do a proper tequila shot. what does he do? He snorts the salt, he throws the tequila over his shoulder, and then he sucks on the lime.
I think that's the way to go.
Yeah, I say just have the tequila and smile. Yes. All right.
So, again, this... Oh, let me get this out. So the glasses are actually rimmed with tahini seasoning, which is a mixture of chili and salt and lime, correct?
Correct.
Okay. Really, really tasty. It's 1.5 ounces of mezcal.
And which is the mezcal that we're using today?
You want to try to pronounce that for me?
Vida.
Just Vida?
Vida.
Vida.
Vida. It's life.
Indeed. You needed help with Vida?
Well, I was the beginning part that I was going to.
Vida Mezcal is very tasty. It's it's not a badly priced mezcal. It's not necessarily my favorite, but it was in our liquor cabinet.
Yeah, we had it. So 1.5 ounces of the mezcal, and then a 1/2 ounce of orange liqueur.
Okay. And we're using Cointreau, I believe?
Correct.
Okay. By the way, folks, if you don't have a bottle of Cointreau sitting around the house, you really should. You can add it to so many different liquors just to spice it up a little bit. You can throw some Cointreau in with a little bit of whiskey on the rocks, and suddenly it's a cocktail.
Oh.
So it also is calling for 1 ounce of tamarind nectar, which we do not have. So I read a substitute is orange juice. So 1 ounce of orange juice.
As long as we got some simple syrup in there to fill in the blanks on the nectarine, I think we'll be okay.
Yes. And I think that's the great thing about, this like tequila and mezcal, that you can really mix it with anything, right?
Agreed.
I mean, you can just use any flavor, and it's going to be an awesome drink anyway.
You and I, this is why we get along so well. It really is.
And then we also have a 1/2 ounce of simple syrup.
And simple syrup, of course, is cheap to buy, but super easy to make. So it's always kind of a gray area for me. I think I bought a bottle, and now I just keep refilling it with basically sugar and water.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah.
And we shake.
I didn't want to interrupt the sound. I like the sound. I should do that when I'm going to sleep. It's very soothing to me. It's like white noise, the shaker.
Yes. I never had a shaker, and I just bought one, and I just thought it was the best thing.
Really?
Really?
So, which is basically the 2 cups that come together instead of like a little one thing.
Yeah.
And I bought one, and it had this black paint on the outside. I thought it looked really cool, so we'd do it. The damn black paint is coming off. I made a martini last night, and I'm like, what are these black specks? Is this pepper? How did pepper get in?
So it's just peeling.
Yes. So don't go for the fancy black cocktail shaker.
No.
Get a stainless one.
Yeah.
All right. So then we've got it mixed together, properly rimmed, and there
It's delicious.
it is. It is a sunshine orange, if I will. And the rim looks absolutely fantastic. So, Johnson, you got our swallowing music. We're going to give this one a quick try. Okay, that is delicious. That is absolutely delicious. You're right.
Isn't it?
I don't like margaritas
I agree.
in general.
This is great, yes.
But with the mezcal, it creates a much more complex flavor.
Totally. Yes.
Okay. All right, this is going in this year's edition of the Cocktail Compendium. Mm-hmm. Let's make a note of that, because this feels almost like I'm on vacation.
Yeah, that's delicious. Very smooth.
It's smooth, delicious, and a little dangerous because you can drink it too fast.
Agreed. Yes, we were discussing.
Yes.
Yeah, I don't know what I need to do to slow myself down on drinking. But, this isn't the solution.
Make bigger cocktails. So for a throwback, is this the one you would have 6 of?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Back in the day, Newkirk always used to say, if I liked it, I'd say I have 6 of them. And if I didn't, I'd only have 2 or 3.
Oh.
Yeah, no, I can suck 6 of these down. This is delicious. And once again, the orange will keep scurvy at bay.
Yes.
Awesome.
Delicious,
Yeah,
Carl.
and the tahini on the rim is just adds such a nice little pop.
Oh, it does.
Isn't it? Is it spicy? Too spicy for you or no?
No, not at all.
I think it adds the perfect touch, right?
It really does. And what was the mix again for the tajin? It was...
It's chili, and then there's lime and salt.
And salt, yeah, just the chili powder. So it's not only chili powder, it's just blended with...
And then lime? How are we eating lime into it? Is it just...
It's probably dried.
Oh, dried lime.
Dried lime, yes. And you can sprinkle this in, in anything. I mean, just in fruit or vegetables or, some people do it, Mexicans, of course. They sprinkle to like chicken or beef and then just put it on the grill.
Oh, I love it.
Yeah, it just sets it.
It's pretty much chili peppers, sea salt, some citrus acid, and dehydrated lime juice.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Massive kudos. This is one of the best drinks we've had in a while. Because
great. I'm glad to hear that.
I think we're going to have to do this at an event very soon. So,
yes.
All right. Awesome. Well, we like the drink, which means that the end of our last segment will probably be a little bit slurry. But there's no surprise on that. Monica, let's start talking about Moderno Porcelain Works. First, give me an overview of the company. What is Moderno?
So Moderno Porcelain Works was born about 5 years ago in Houston. So the group that started this it's people that have been in the stone business. They have always seen, the surfaces. They have always been involved in all kind of surfaces, but they're very they're always like ahead of everybody, right? So even though porcelain it's been in the market like for about 12 years, still hasn't been too developed here in the United States. But this group of executives that have been on this, they have been looking into porcelain for many years, and they thought this is the right time to launch a company that will specialize in the fabrication and installation of thin porcelain panels.
Okay, fabulous.
Yes.
Let's take it back even another step. So porcelain. I mean, people think about porcelain as China, I think, right? That was used previously.
Yes.
So as a surface, as what you guys are doing, what specifically is porcelain?
Porcelain is it's a mixture of a lot of sand, right? It could be felt and all types of sands, silic sand, and it has to be very pure. It's got some glass, it's and other sustainable materials, but they're it's what you really find on the earth. So you're not messing up with the earth to find all these components,
man-made
right?
materials, not really existent in it, right?
Exactly. Yep. Yes. So what they do is they mix them together and compact them. So they put all the ingredients and they melt them up to 2,500 degrees Fahrenheit.
Okay.
And so they literally melt them and then they compress them. So it's what what Mother Earth does to the mountains and that. With time, they kind of melt all the minerals and everything and they compress. So it makes a very dense surface, right? It can be thin, a little thicker, so the manufacturer will just come up with the thickness. It's porcelain is usually processed very thinly. And once they do it, so then it goes to the oven, and then it's a very dense stone, non-porous, hard, doesn't have any glues, which makes it better for all the applications we're going to talk later.
So can it be used outside, outdoors?
You can use it outdoors, indoors, for absolutely any application that you can think of.
Okay.
And
the hardness, how does it compare to a granite or something along those lines?
Well, it could be, there's a scale, the Moss scale, that is it measures the hardness. So this is about between 6 and 7, like quartz, it's 7. So this is really, it's highly scratch and stain resistant. it's highly heat resistant. I almost want to say it's heat proof, but there's always that, that percentage that it could break. But since it is made with very high temperatures and doesn't have any glues, it's got a little bit of flexibility, so then it can hold a lot of heat. I mean, you can set something really hot, of course, just making sure the thermal shock doesn't exist, something, that it's not a sudden change of
Cold
temperature.
Cold to sudden heat, yep.
And then it can hold really a lot of heat. You can do like a fire table. You can pretty much set fire on it, and it will not be burned.
Really? So we can pour, I've got a Dectin. We may talk a little bit about that, a Cosentino product that we have as a countertop in the lounge at the building. And one of my favorite little tricks is to put some hand sanitizer on it, light it on fire, and then just show that it doesn't have any effect. The same thing can be done with porcelain.
With porcelain, yes. Dectin is a kind of porcelain. It's just got like 16 components versus maybe 12. I don't know exactly how many components will porcelain have, because everybody does it a little differently. But the thing that is not different is the pureness of the raw materials that they use.
I didn't realize that there was no glue at all in porcelain, so it's a very sustainable product.
It's 100% sustainable. Correct.
It's fantastic. And so when you're talking about the product that goes into it or the materials, are there different qualities and different levels of porcelain?
They are. As a matter of fact, a lot of people say porcelain is ceramic. And the difference is the pureness of the raw materials and also the heat that it is it is melted on. So porcelain is going to be heated at like about 2,500 degrees Fahrenheit, and ceramic less than that. And ceramic is not as pure, and that is why ceramic could be cheaper, and also it can scratch much easily. It can crack much easily. It fades a little, or probably the glazing kind of starts to chip. Versus porcelain. So porcelain, once it goes into the curing system, then it has a print. So whatever you see, so the pattern that you see is going to be a print that it's only on the top, and then it goes into it's into the oven, then the glazing, and then there you go. Then you have porcelain.
So it is ultimate. So there is a glazing process that goes through. So the porcelain itself, once cooked, once created, is the surface that we're talking about. And again, as you said, by the way, it's non-porous, or at least it's more or less non-porous, correct?
Correct. Yeah. I mean, we call it it's non-porous at all. I mean, probably if you go to the characteristics, it's going to be 0.05. So it's literally non-porous.
Which is nice because then bacterial growth doesn't really happen like you would with a granite or a natural stone.
Exactly. It doesn't retain any moisture either, so it is great for any wet areas.
Okay.
And it doesn't because of the process. You can the weather won't affect it, so you can have it outdoors with our weather here. The winters, or you can have it like in Houston in the 100 degrees and
really even in Minnesota. I didn't realize that porcelain was.
Yes.
So it can go with the major changes in our humidity and temperature levels.
Correct. Yes.
That's interesting.
Yes.
Obviously, as long as it's a gradual scale to get from 100 to -30.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yes. Exactly.
Which happens in Minnesota from
Which
time
happens,
to time.
yes.
We call that winter. But okay, and then so what about maintenance? Compared again, you've got to seal granite. You've got to deal with that. What types of maintenance do you need for a porcelain surface?
Once installed, nothing. Just clean it.
Just no sealing, no additional
nothing.
Okay, that's. That is a huge advantage. And what about uses? Now, what are you seeing most often is the application for porcelain surface?
So when Moderno started, our background being in countertops of quartz, right? So the first thing we thought is, this is awesome for countertops, which it is awesome for countertops.
Yes.
But then we can do the full backsplash, and then it's just going to match. It looks absolutely gorgeous. Then we thought, oh, this is great for walls, fireplace surrounds, showers, floors, ceiling, facades.
Yep.
We've even done tables with it. You can do, just name it.
Almost
literally,
anything.
just
And
name
we
it.
do. Carl, we have a porcelain top Caligaris table, correct? That we've got?
I'd have to check. I don't know if it's porcelain or if it's ceramic.
Fair. Okay.
But yes.
Never mind. Edit that out in post-production, will you, Johnson?
Furniture, there's a huge surge right now in porcelain-topped tables, cocktail tables, dining tables, side tables, all of it.
Yes.
Because it's so durable.
It is durable, and then you can have any designs that you want, any patterns that you're looking for.
Okay, now that is a really interesting thing. So the porcelain itself, when it comes out, is you apply some kind of a graphic to it, correct?
Correct.
A marble or anything like that. You could essentially print almost anything you'd like on a porcelain surface.
Anything.
Is that something that Moderno has the capacity to do, or that you would farm out to another supplier?
Well, we don't. So we are not manufacturers. Mm-hmm. We're not even porcelain suppliers, right? But the manufacturers, yes, they can do anything. So there would be there's a manufacturer that does. Imagine a wall that it's like an ivy. A wall with leaves and another that looks like
stone,
like
marble
a stone. Another like a piece of art. It could, or one that looks like water. So you can do anything.
It's a product that's not new, but it's being used in new ways and it's being adapted, correct?
Totally, yes. Because porcelain has existed for centuries. China, right?
Mm-hmm.
You still go to these museums and you're going to see like a porcelain vase that it's thousands and thousands of years and it's in perfect condition. Of course, you're not using it every day, no? Like you chip it or something.
For 2,000 years of
2,000 years
consistent work.
Yes.
But so there's a variety of patterns. And I should also say, so now you have a showroom here in the Minneapolis area, of course.
We do have a showroom, yes.
And where is that, and what types of things do you have on display over there?
So it is, we're located in Minneapolis in the North Loop.
Okay.
And what we show, so we don't have a lot of displays like a countertop or like a shower, although we're thinking about it because we want to show everything that you can do with it. Mm-hmm. But we show more full slabs so customers can see the beauty of it, and then from there their imagination blows.
Is the limit,
right? Exactly.
I know of this amazing place that you can do a huge, beautiful showroom for your product. And it's here at the District Edina.
Exactly right. And wouldn't that be delightful?
Wouldn't that be great? Yes.
There. All right.
Yes.
We're going to pound on you a little bit on this in between the break, but we do need to take a quick break. So before we do, let me just say you are listening to Drink in the Style on AM 950, the progressive voice of Minnesota. We're going to be back in just a moment, and I'm ready for my second cocktail because, my gosh, that's tasty. Ladies and gentlemen, we're taking a quick break, but we'll be back shortly to talk more about porcelain, Moderno, and probably some other random thoughts that are coming into my head after I get some more liquor in me. Stick around and come on back. Did you know that you have a choice in title companies? Buying a home is generally the biggest investment any of us will make. And when it comes time to close, you really do need someone you can trust. A title company is more than just a person in a conference room stamping papers. It is a person who ensures that critical documents are managed properly. They ensure that a transaction covers all the details that you and I would generally not know about. In short, they ensure that when a final signature is on paper, you are truly the owner of the property you are buying. Given the gravity of what we're talking about, I want to urge you to insist on title specialists as your title company. Yes, I'm biased because they're located at the District Edina, but it really is more than that.
The crew at Title Specialists are some of the most competent, capable, and friendly people I know in the industry. And if you're a regular listener, you know that I've done this stuff a lot. So seriously, if you're closing on a residential or commercial property, give the folks at Title Specialists a call. You really will feel better knowing that you have home field advantage by selecting a title company, and that title company should be Title Specialists. Check them out online, TitleSpecialistSinc.com, or just give them a call, 763-493-2224. Ladies and gentlemen, or should I say, Naizjat ia harat, which is Finnish for ladies and gentlemen. Have you heard about Puustali Scandinavian kitchens? The Finland-based Puustali is the ecological kitchen cabinetry of choice throughout Europe, and now their amazing European kitchen cabinetry line is available in the United States. Their unmatched quality and workmanship is reflected in their mission to provide customers with access to authentic, unique, and eco-friendly Scandinavian home and kitchen design, offering comprehensive kitchen cabinetry services that includes kitchen design and cabinetry, countertops, hardware, and of course installation. Puustali is fast becoming the premier kitchen design firm anywhere in the United States. And here in Minnesota, if you have a chance to experience the remarkable, beautiful kitchen design and products, you can visit their showroom at the District Edina. Using state-of-the-art technology together with European craftsmanship, Puustali is really the only place you need to visit if you're looking for that fabulous, sophisticated Scandinavian look and feel. So stop by the District Edina and check out Puustali's beautiful showroom, located on the main floor of the District Edina. Open weekdays and through appointment. Visit them online at puustaliusa.com. That's PUUSTELLI USA.com. You won't be disappointed. Folks, did you know that the District Edina is more than furnishings, kitchens, art, and flooring? We are proud to have your local State Farm agent, Anna Riebel, and her team officing on our Creekview level. Anne is here to help you with all your personal, home, and business insurance needs. Believe me, when you have a claim, there is no substitute for having a community member help you through whatever the world throws at you. And you will rest easier knowing that Anna's got your back. So for a free quote, give her a call at 612-567-5052 or just swing into the District Edina and pay her a visit. Remember, with State Farm, you get the protection of a nationwide insurer with the touch of a friendly local community member.
Imborrables momentos que siempre guarda el corazón.
Welcome back to Drink in the Style. I am Gregory Rich, your host, and we're talking with Monica Cuevas from Moderno Porcelain Works. And we're discussing porcelain as a surface, the advantages. Well, we're not talking about any disadvantages, but there are very few, quite honestly. So thank you for joining us. Let's jump back into it. So, Monica, Moderno is a fabricator of porcelain primarily, not a manufacturer, correct?
Correct, yes.
And fabrication specifically means what?
Fabrication means that we can cut to size.
Okay. And that is, by the way, an important aspect. You've got to have the right equipment. You've got to be properly configured to do different surfaces, correct?
Correct, yes.
So it's critically important that you choose the right fabrication partner when you are installing something, well, almost anything like hard surfaces.
100% yes.
Yeah, yes, yes, yes.
Carl has started blinking out of sequence, by the way. No, it is absolutely critical. And the hottest thing that's going on right now and what you specialize in is large format fabrication, right?
Yes, yes.
Talk a little bit about that.
Okay, so this is, tile has existed in many, small tiles, bigger tiles. But now you're talking a porcelain slab that is 10 by 5 feet. So
it's a big piece of
very
surface.
big piece. Correct. Correct. And then you have this gorgeous pattern in a big piece where it gives you the opportunity to really do anything with it without those grout lines, right?
Which is critical. Again, one of the big advantages is that this is a non-porous surface, which means you can clean it with anything. It's not going to harbor any kind of germs, any kind of what other kind of nasty things we might want to talk about. And you're putting it together in large slabs, and it's almost indistinguishable where it comes together, correct? You don't have the grout lines that we're accustomed to.
Correct. I mean, of course, there's going to be a time where you're just going to, so the slab won't fit, but then you're going to have another slab. But then you're minimizing that grout line. So, like, to give you an idea for showers, right?
Yes.
So imagine you have your shower for a year, 2 years, 3 years, and then you have all those grout lines. Then they start getting dirty.
And mildewy.
And mildewy, yeah. So just the maintenance, it's takes a lot of time. I mean, people nowadays, you want to have things that are as maintenance-free as possible.
Absolutely.
You don't want to spend the time cleaning something that'll take you hours.
Right? I mean, even in, like, for example, my shower is marble on the surface. And by the way, one of the beautiful parts of, again, having a non-porous surface is that it does not stain in any way. And
Correct.
I've got a marble floor in our bathroom as well. And my God, I regret that beyond belief. My dog once peed on it, and now it is... Well, we'll just call it a certain shade of amber.
Yeah, yellow, right? yes, exactly. Well, with porcelain, I mean, you wouldn't have that problem because you can, you can clean it with just about anything that you will clean your floors with. And you will not damage the finish. Of course, you don't want to use probably bleach in its full strength.
Yes.
But something that has a little bit of bleach, it's fine. So
if I go on a bender for a weekend and I leave spilled wine on my porcelain tile for 2-3 days, red wine, and I go to clean it, none of that is going to soak through even after that amount of time?
Correct. Yeah.
Sold.
Yeah. It
I
stays
know,
on the
right? I
surface.
need an entire house built out of porcelain, if you don't mind.
Yeah.
So showers, what other countertops, obviously, what other applications are you seeing?
It's great for fireplaces.
Okay.
The heat. Because, I mean, if it's a new fireplace, a new unit, most likely it's not going to get that hot. But then you're going to do existing fireplaces where the unit is older. So to the touch is extremely hot. You can put, you can install porcelain over it and it still get hot, but nothing will happen.
Yep.
Right? It will not crack.
Your...
Yes.
That is a huge advantage, an absolutely huge advantage.
Huge.
And aesthetically, also, we were talking about, so you've got the pattern printed on it, but again, you'd never know it was a pattern that was printed. I mean, it is indistinguishable from the natural veining that you see in marble or other surfaces.
Yes.
And you guys do book matching, and Carl, book matching means?
So if you think of a natural stone, a book match is when the pattern... Well, it's book match. It looks like, if you think about a butterfly's wings. That's another thing they call it, is a butterfly. So that vein is mirrored, and you get this beautiful image that, looks like a natural stone. It's a fraction of the price. It's a fraction of the weight with porcelain. And again, that heat element, that not having to worry about the cracking. It's perfect for fireplaces, especially for very large scale fireplaces.
Correct.
You can use these giant 5 by 10 foot slabs and only have maybe 4 seams. It's an ideal product. So
Yes.
and easier to install.
Easier to install. Correct.
Because of the weight specifically.
Because of the weight, so we work a lot with 6 mil, which is 1/4 of an inch. Imagine that size of a slab. I mean, 5 by 10. 1/4 of an inch thick.
About how much does that weigh?
About 150, 170 pounds. So it's not really...
That's not bad at all.
Think about
That is
that in
not
a
bad.
piece of, quartzite or granite or onyx or something. I mean, that's thousands of pounds.
600, 800,
600,
yeah, pounds. So, but the handling, it's very tricky.
Mm-hmm.
Very tricky. That is why we specialize in thin porcelain, right? Because it's very tricky to handle it. It's very tricky to fabricate. It's very tricky to cut. It's very tricky to work with it. Once installed, it's absolutely gorgeous. Behind the scenes, that's I tell everybody that's our problem, right? I mean, you just throw that problem to us behind the scenes. We'll do whatever.
You
we'll
just
give you a
enjoy
beautiful
the outcome,
Yeah,
and you'll
exactly.
take care of the nonsense. And quite honestly, I believe is the term, right, Johnson? That is
There's your
properly
one.
used.
There's your one.
You have not made me use that bleep button in quite some time. So.
I know, it's kind of weird, isn't it?
Yeah.
I'm slightly disappointed in myself.
I know. Well, now it's back to work.
For the love of All right. Standing, we did throw it in.
Love that word.
Isn't it, though? It's
I love
the
that term.
universally applicable word on almost every event. It is.
And you know what? And just that word
Yes.
covers for
Everything.
a lot of words,
Everything,
right?
yeah.
I mean, everything.
Yeah.
Just say that, and it covers a lot. So,
Thank you. I appreciate your appreciation of the word. I
Yes.
really do.
I should point out that Habitation actually partnered with Moderno on a project, the Carlisle unit.
Oh, did we do? Well, that was Moderno.
Yep.
I know so little about what I do.
What you do, what you own, more like. But yes, we did this amazing. It was a powder room installation. The before and after pictures are night and day as far as what was the existing. It was awful. It was slate tiles with a chinoiserie metallic wallpaper. It was horrendous, this powder room before. And we ripped it all out, and we did this stunning powder room sink with Moderno. And the whole back of the wall was just one piece of porcelain.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yes.
So there was no seams whatsoever. And we had a custom vanity made by a local cabinetry worker. Beautiful, kind of a warmer walnut tone. And then you guys made this beautiful trough sink. So
Yes.
the entire countertop, sink, back wall was all porcelain. So it was so seamless. It was so beautiful. It looked like $1 million, and you guys did a fantastic job.
It does. I mean,
So let's say someone now is intrigued by porcelain. They want to know, or they want to see what's going on. They want to know how to go. Do they go to a designer? Do they come to Habitation and talk about it? Do they go directly to Moderno? How does the public get their hands on this?
so we work with everybody. I mean, we love customers to come like here to Habitation because you will help them with the design. Because, but if they go to Moderno, we can always help them as well, right?
Okay.
I mean, the good thing about working with you is that you will tell them exactly how it's going to look. Because sometimes they come and they said, well, I want to do my shower, but they expect us to do everything. I mean, it's not only just install the panel, right? It's just so much that you have to do around it, and that's where you come.
Yes.
Yeah?
Yes.
Which
we can
makes
provide the selections, the renderings, the layout, the design, and then just hand it over to you guys, and you guys just
And then we'll just
make
execute
it and install it for us.
Yes.
Brilliant.
And it's a delightful process for the client, ultimately. So, yes, they can come into the Moderno showroom, take a look at some of the surfaces if they'd like, but the best option would be to come into something like Habitation.
Yes.
We have the samples, we can make selections, and then it goes beyond just the surfaces.
Exactly, yes.
So you're willing to do either, as long as the porcelain gets where you need it, you're good with the process.
Yes. Because, we fill that gap. So we work with all of the porcelain distributors and suppliers, especially here in town, right? Because it's easier to get it.
Yes.
But so we fill the gap that there's a customer, they love the product, like Carl. He designs this gorgeous bathroom kitchen, and then he's like, okay, now who's going to do it, right? There's where Moderno comes in.
Yes.
So that's what we do, really. We fill the gap between that design and making it happen.
Fabulous. Yep. So what are you seeing in terms of trends? What colors are hot? What styles and patterns are most exciting for 23?
So today here in the Midwest, we still see that the marble-like designs, veins, a lot of veins, are what people are looking for.
Okay.
So that's probably the main array of patterns that we
still
see.
Kind of the natural look in a different surface that is preferable to maybe the marble of traditional marble or actual
Correct.
marble.
Yes.
What about grays, browns, greens? What color palette are people moving towards?
Grays could be more. Grays or darker colors for like fireplace rounds, for example.
Yep.
Darker colors, but still, it predominates the marbly looks.
Yep.
The
Yep.
marble looks.
I will say I've been seeing a lot of people getting out of their comfort zone and going to the darks and the blacks for the porcelain and the fireplace around. Like that's what we did at that powder room is we did their Pietra
gray.
Yes, which is a very, very dark color with some veining in it. And the walls in there were almost a matched dark gray color, almost black. And we did black toilet. Like it's a very dark, moody bathroom. We did the ceiling the same. You walk in and it's like, bam. And then we have a backlit round mirror, so that just pops off of it. Like people are starting to get, at least in Minnesota,
Yes.
a little more bold in their design choices, which...
Yes.
Thank God. But
Agreed.
Yes.
Agreed. I mean, it's one of the things, Carl, you and I have talked about this many, many times. People tend to be very conservative in terms of, they go to an RH catalog and they see that image and they want that in their house. They put it into their house and then they're disappointed that it is not reflective of what
there's
they
no personality.
want.
Yeah.
Exactly. Whereas here we can do absolutely anything, and we can make things as dramatic and exciting as people are willing to tolerate, right?
Agreed.
Mm-hmm.
I can go as bold as you want me to go.
Yes.
I mean, and you could do porcelain in bright red, lapis blue, any of those things, even if the most common and appreciated or commonly used, I should say, is again the natural stone, because there is something that speaks to us about that.
Yes. Oh, yes. I mean, we can always try to find something that will suit you. I mean, or that you're looking for, right? So, because there's so many manufacturers now. Because this is a trend. I mean, here still it's starting to people are starting to know more about it. But you can still see that it's still dormant a little, right?
Yep.
I mean, there'll be a boom. I mean, like in 2 years, this is just going to start exploding.
I think so, too. I mean, we're kind of at a crossroads right now. Carl, tell me if you agree or disagree with this in terms of post-COVID, in terms of where we're going stylistically. And are people going to be bursting into more bold looks and feels, or are we going to go back and retrench a little bit into a more comfortable, familiar space?
That's such a generalized thing where I think it's hard to tell. I think there's going to be people that are sick of their comfortableness that they've lived with for so long that, they're going to want something different, something bold, something out there. And then I think there's people that mentally maybe were affected a little more than others and really need that comfort of their home.
The higa. What is it?
I don't know what you're saying.
Is he trying to express an idea or having a conniption? It's hard to say. It's often confusing. Hygge, the Swedish nesting thing that was so popular for a while.
Oh, yeah. I don't know what the word is, but sure, that. Yes. So I think
it's so nice to know you have my back, really, Carl.
So I think there's going to be a mix of that.
Fair enough. And you're seeing kind of the same thing, Monica?
Yes. I mean, I don't see it going too modern, right? Or too, I mean, I think people are still here to be very traditional. I mean, when you go around, and I mean, I drive through probably Dinah and Waisera, you see these homes that are very modern looking.
But
you
it's like
still
one or two on a long stretch of very
Correct.
traditional or
Yes.
transitional homes. And it's
Yes.
like the uber modern, which, great, love it. But
Yeah.
it is
yeah.
less common.
Yes.
It's the exception to the rule.
Yeah.
Most
Correct.
definitely.
Yeah.
What about, let's talk about lead times on things. We're coming again out of COVID when things were insanely backed up and you'd have to wait a year and a half for outdoor furniture, for example. What is Moderno looking at? How much time, if someone's redoing a kitchen or a fireplace surround, how much time should they plan before the product can be fabricated and installed?
Well, so if they're ready for us, I mean, we can, from the time we measure, not from the time they purchase, from the time we come and do the physical measure to the time it's installed, I mean, you're talking about 6 weeks.
Oh, that's
hopefully
nothing.
sooner, but about 6 weeks. Yeah, I mean, taking in consideration that the material is available, which nowadays we don't see a lot of. I mean, since there is not a huge demand yet, there's still, I mean, a lot of stock. So, I mean, for the most part, we don't see a delay because of material.
So it's available. And
It
it's
is rather, yeah.
And again, and another thing I feel obligated to point out to folks out there thinking about it is that, one of the things that people tend to do is they like to go to your Home Depots or your Lowe's and pick surfaces. Large format is not an option under those circumstances. In order to actually have properly measured, properly fabricated large format tile, something like Moderno is really critical, correct?
Correct. Yes. Yes.
Outstanding. Folks are probably thinking, I want to see this stuff. What are the Insta and the website, and how do people lay their eyes upon your product?
Well, they can log into our website at modernoworks.com.
Moderno works.com.
Works, yeah, with an S, WORKS.
Plural, okay. More than
.com.
one work. You do more than one thing at a time.
Correct, yes. And they can see our work. I mean, what we do. Because we can do, I mean, we can install, I mean, from a countertop up to a facade, right? So we can do anything. They can see there what we can do. Yep. Then they can go for, if they want to see jobs at Instagram, it's Moderno Porcelain Works.
Okay.
The same as Facebook, as LinkedIn.
So you guys have beautiful install photos, too.
Yes.
Inspiration photos. You need some inspiration. You want to get some ideas. Go on the website. Take a look. That's what I did with my clients because I was actually touring Moderno previously. I saw the fabrication and production of that trough sink, and I was like, this is amazing. It was done, and it was sitting there waiting to be installed. And I go, we need to do this at this project. And I was trying to explain it to my clients who are very, very visual people. And I reached out, and they were able to send me photographs, and so they could get more of an idea of what exactly they were going to be getting in the end, which was very, very helpful. So I appreciate that.
Oh, great.
Agreed and fantastic. All right. Well, I mean, my God, there are a million other questions I could specifically ask. Oh, here's one just before we finish up. So we talked about kind of the 4mm, 6mm type of size. How thick a slab can you have of porcelain?
Well, so manufacturers are also coming with 2 centimeter, which is 3/4 of an inch. But we at Moderno specialize in thin slabs, which is, I mean, commonly said it's 12 mil, which is half an inch, or thinner.
Okay.
So
But
that's
the
our
nice thing about
special.
porcelain is that you miter cut it if you're doing a countertop, and you can make it look as thick as you want it. I could have a 6-inch,
Correct.
quote, thick countertop if I wanted it. So you never know.
Yeah, I tell you, with porcelain, I tell people, just design it, think about it, let us work on it.
Brilliant. Fantastic. All right. Well, there it is, ladies and gentlemen. We have drunk our way through yet another episode of Drink in the Style. On behalf of Habitation Design, the District Edina, Moderno Porcelain Works, and of course, Monica Cuevas, I would like to wish everybody good luck this coming week. And I'm going to finish with a quote that I cannot attribute, but I absolutely love. Alcohol is God's apology for making us self-aware. Good night, everybody.